All right, so we're diving deep today into something really cool. The launch plan for a brand new platform called Collab Studio. And this is aimed specifically at content creators and media artists. So really exciting stuff. And we've got a whole stack of your strategy documents right here, covering everything from that crucial first impression on the website to how you're going to make moves on social media, your content ideas, and even how you're thinking about finding those first really important users.
Yeah, you've got it all laid out.
You really do.
It's impressive.
So our mission today in this deep dive is to pull out the real game changers from all of this, right? The stuff that's going to give Collab Studio the absolute strongest start without, completely overwhelming you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what you've given us is a really comprehensive look at what it takes to launch something in, the digital world we live in today. I mean, we're seeing, your plans for everything from the organic content you're going to make to the paid promotion stuff, even how you're going to keep track of how it's all going.
Oh, yeah. The tracking's important.
It's important. It's all important. It's a lot of information.
Yeah.
And I think our goal is to really help you zero in on what's going to move the needle the most right now.
Yeah.
Get those first creators onto the platform.
For sure. For sure.
That's what we're here for.
Okay. So one thing that jumped out at us right away, just flipping through these materials, is the decision to really hit the ground running with paid advertising. And it's really interesting because it's highlighted here as the most efficient way to test the waters.
Makes sense.
Right? To figure out who your audience actually is without, spending months and months trying to build it organically.
You're going to learn a lot faster.
Way faster. And I think that's especially crucial for a startup.
Yeah.
Where, time and resources are.
Absolutely. You got to move fast.
So we're definitely going to be digging into that initial paid ad strategy you've laid out.
For sure.
Because I think it's really smart.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we get into the nitty-gritty of, crafting the ads themselves, let's talk about the foundation.
Right.
Your documents use this really great phrase. I love this. Intentional and strategic.
Oh, yeah.
Digital presence.
You have to be.
Right. Because for Collab Studio just starting out, that means every single thing you do online has to have a purpose.
Every move.
Every move.
Counts.
So how do we make sure that all of these pieces, the website and the social media, even the ads themselves, are all working together right from day one?
Yeah, it's about telling a consistent story.
Yes.
Right from the beginning.
Right from the jump.
And your materials actually point to 3 key areas for this initial push.
Okay.
You got your website, especially that landing page that's so important.
Yes.
Then you've got your initial social media presence, however small.
Right.
And then even those first few words you use in your ads. It all contributes.
All content.
To that first impression.
Yes.
It really is. It's making sure that first click leads to a cohesive, compelling experience.
And that's what gets them to convert, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so speaking of that first click, your materials seem to be in agreement that the landing page for Collab Studio needs to be completely dialed in.
For sure.
From the very start.
First impressions are everything.
So we're talking about it being smooth and easy to use on phones, easy to navigate. And having those key sections that you've already mapped out, like the About section, Perks, Community, and those all important calls to action.
Yes.
All the good stuff.
Like join the wait list or claim early access.
You got it.
What are some of the things that you think are really crucial for making those sections really sing and get people to convert?
So, having those sections is like the baseline. That's like the foundation.
But it's the words you put in them that actually make people click that button.
The content.
So for that About section, even if it's brief, keep it focused on the big problem that Collab Studio solves for creators, what makes it different.
Right.
And then for the Perks section, be super specific about the benefits of being an early adopter. What do they get?
Yeah, what's that special thing?
That nobody else gets.
What's the juice?
Exactly, what's the juice?
That's a good one. I like that.
And then for the community section, give them a taste of the connection and collaboration.
Oh, yeah?
They'll find there.
The vibe.
And then for those calls to action, don't be afraid to make them really action-oriented and focus on the benefits. Instead of just saying, join the waitlist, you could say, be the first to shape Collab Studio.
Oh, I like that.
Join now.
Yeah.
Give them a reason to click.
A little oomph.
Oomph.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So let's get into that paid advertising strategy.
Okay, let's do it.
Because this is where things get really interesting.
I love this part.
Okay. So you're looking at Facebook, Instagram, and Google ads.
The big three.
Yeah. With a $250 monthly budget.
Okay.
Which is a really good starting point, I think.
Yeah, that's manageable.
And you've even got a breakdown here. $5 a day on Facebook and Instagram combined. And then the remaining $50 per month on Google ads.
Makes sense.
Now, the documents are really clear about something here, and I think it's really smart.
Mm.
The main goal isn't just to get tons of signups. For that $5 early access offer, it's really about the data.
Oh, the data's gold.
It's gold.
Yeah.
Like their age, where they are, their interests, job titles, what they do online.
All of it.
Why is that initial focus on data so important?
Because that's what you're going to use to build your whole marketing strategy.
Yes.
Like for the long haul.
The long game.
Yeah, those $5 signups, they're great.
They're good.
But knowing who those people are, that's what lets you fine-tune your targeting.
Right.
Craft your message just right, and ultimately bring in more of the right users.
The right users.
Yeah. The ones who are actually going to love Collab Studio.
Totally. So it's not just about getting a number.
Yo.
It's about getting the right people
Exactly.
behind that number.
100%.
I love it. And the offer itself is really interesting, too. $5 for full access as an early tester. With that understanding that they're going to help shape the platform, and then there's even an option to join a discussion group.
Yeah, get that community going.
Which seems like a really smart move to get people engaged right away.
Absolutely. It's a no-brainer for a lot of people at that price point.
Yeah, totally.
Not risking much.
Low barrier to entry.
And they get to be a part of something new.
And they get to have their voices heard.
Exactly. They get to help shape it.
So smart.
It's all about that feeling of being in the know.
Being an insider.
The early adopters.
Yeah, and then the discussion group is like a direct line to feedback.
You get those insights straight from the source.
Right, from the source, and you're building that community.
Exactly.
From day one.
That's the magic.
I love it. Okay, so the campaign tone that you're going for is interesting to provocative and exclusive with a grand opening feel.
Yeah, you got to make a splash.
A splash.
Right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate.
Big energy.
How do you make sure that comes across in those first few ads?
It's all about the language and the visuals.
Okay.
Your ad copy needs to grab their attention and make them feel like they're going to miss out if they don't jump in now.
Oh yeah, that FOMO. That FOMO. You gotta use words like exclusive first, pioneer.
I like you.
Shape the future. You know, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And that grand opening feel makes it feel like a limited time opportunity.
Right.
You got to mirror that in your visuals too.
Okay.
Keep it sleek and modern. Something fresh and cutting edge. Yeah, totally. Okay, let's break this down platform by platform, starting with Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Your documents suggest two main campaign objectives. Lead generation. So that's getting signups right there on the platform.
Yeah.
Or traffic, which means sending people over to the Collab Studio landing page.
Okay.
What are the pros and cons of each at this stage?
Good question. So lead generation can make signing up super easy.
Okay.
Which could mean more people converting right away. But driving traffic to your landing page gives you more control over that first impression.
Yeah, you get to set the scene.
You get to set the scene, tell the story,
right.
Build up some excitement before you even ask them to sign up.
And you also get data on everyone who visits the landing page.
Right.
Even if they don't sign up right away, which is super valuable for retargeting later on.
Yeah.
So given your focus on data, I think driving traffic to a really well-made landing page
makes sense to me.
Is probably the better move.
I'd agree with that.
Okay. And you've even got some example ad copy here for Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what we got.
Let's look at this first one. The early adopter hook. So this is the copy. Calling all creators. Be among the first. A groundbreaking platform is launching built for content creators, artists, and media innovators. For just $5, gain full access as an early adopter, shape the future of the platform, and join a community of pioneers. Ready to make history? Join the waitlist now.
I like it. It's strong.
What makes this copy work?
Well, it tells you right away who it's for.
Right.
Creators. It highlights that key benefit.
Being first.
Being in the know. And it emphasizes that you get to actually influence the platform's development.
And be part of a community.
Be part of a community, all for $5.
$5, that's it.
That's it. And that call to action is clear and aspirational.
Ready to make history.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want to be a part of that?
That's powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so then there's this one exclusive invitation.
Ooh, I like the sound of that already.
Exclusive access for Trailblazers. The next big thing for content creators is here, and you can be part of its early rise. Test the platform. Share your voice. Connect with fellow creators. All for just $5. Ready for the spotlight? Secure your spot today.
Now, this one feels like it's for a very specific kind of creator. It's for the ones who see themselves as innovators, the early adopters.
The ones who want to be ahead of the curve.
Exactly. It's appealing to their desire to be in the know and to be recognized within their creative world.
It's very much like you're in the club.
You're in the club.
If you're on this platform.
Exactly.
And then the third one is community-centric approach.
Okay.
This is the copy sneak peek into the future of publishing. Creators, this is your chance to shape something revolutionary. Join our exclusive discussion group and get early access for just $5. Don't just watch the future created. Join the wait list.
This is a good one for building that loyal early user base.
Yeah, this one's all about collaboration.
By inviting creators into that discussion group early on, you're making them feel like they're a part of it.
They're owners.
They're owners, and they have a direct line to give feedback.
Which is super valuable.
Oh, yeah, invaluable.
Okay, so when it comes to actually targeting these ads on Facebook and Instagram, you've got some really specific suggestions in here. For interests, you're looking at things like content creation, digital publishing, music production, indie artists.
Yeah, those are all good starting points.
Right, and for behaviors, you're suggesting targeting people who engage with creative software. Follow relevant influencers, and participate in online creative communities.
Makes sense.
And then demographically, you're focused on ages 18 to 40, especially creatives in major cities.
Yeah, you got to go where the creators are.
What's the thinking behind all of these very specific parameters?
It's all about reaching people who are already creating.
Okay.
Right? People who are already looking for tools and resources. They're the ones who are most likely to need a platform like Collab Studio.
Right. And those separate ad sets for the different interest pools.
Yeah.
Like content creators, music artists, publishers, media folks. That's so smart.
It is, because then you can see who's responding.
Yeah.
And fine-tune your targeting from there.
It's all about that data.
Data.
And you even go into the nitty-gritty of the ad targeting setup.
Oh, yeah.
Location, you're starting broad, but then suggesting examples like US, Canada, UK.
Yeah.
And specific cities like LA, London, Berlin.
You hit the major hubs.
Yeah, the 18 to 40 age range.
Yeah.
All genders initially.
Yeah.
And English as the primary language.
Seems reasonable.
Right, and then starting with automatic placements on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, yeah, let the algorithm do its thing.
Let it do its thing, especially in the beginning.
For sure.
Let it figure out where those ads are going to perform best.
Makes sense.
And then a daily budget of $5 to $7 per ad set for testing.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. You can get a lot of data.
You can definitely get a feel for what's working.
Without breaking the bank.
Exactly.
Which is important. Okay, so over on Google Ads, the suggested campaign objectives are pretty similar: website traffic or lead generation.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And then you've got a list of really relevant keywords: platform for creators, publish music online, tools for digital artists.
Those are solid.
And I love that you've included in-market audiences.
Oh, yeah, the people who are actively searching.
Actively searching for these things. And then custom audiences based on those keywords or competitor websites like SoundCloud or Medium.
That's smart.
That is really smart.
You're targeting people who are already interested in what you have to offer.
And the demographic targeting is the same as Facebook and Instagram.
Keeps things consistent.
And then for the budget on Google Ads, it's a bit lower. $2 to $3 a day to start, mostly focusing on those search ads.
Yeah, test the waters.
And again, letting Google optimize the ad rotation.
Let the algorithm work its magic.
It's magic.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that you're going to have to watch those keywords and audiences really closely.
Oh, yeah.
Because Google Ads has some really great analytics.
It does.
You can see exactly which search terms are triggering your ads and who's converting.
That's how you optimize.
That's how you optimize.
Got to keep tweaking it.
All right, so now let's talk about making those ads look amazing.
The fun part.
And really capturing that provocative and exclusive grand opening vibe.
Yeah, got to get that energy right.
Okay, so your color scheme is bold, neon, pink, blue, black, and silver.
I like it bold and modern.
And you're going for a sleek, modern style.
Very cool. Very techy.
And you've even got some key phrases that you want to incorporate into the visuals.
Oh, yeah. Let's hear them.
Calling all creators. Early access for $5. And shape the future of publishing.
I love it. Those are great.
How important is it to have those messages right there in the visuals?
It's huge. It's huge. It's like reinforcing your message even if they just glance at the ad.
Right.
They get it.
They get it.
It's like a visual shorthand
I love that.
for your brand and your offer.
And for the images themselves, you're leaning towards photography-based designs, things like broadcast station controller rooms, futuristic tech-inspired scenes, even a social media profile of an artist blowing up.
Yeah, those all fit the vibe perfectly. They
Yeah.
do. It's all about that potential for growth and innovation.
Exactly. And you've also mentioned wanting separate visuals, specifically for the landing page, which makes sense.
You want that consistent experience
Consistent and cohesive.
from the ad to the website.
Exactly. Okay, so the ads are running, people are clicking.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed what happens next.
Okay.
You've got this whole section here on building initial engagement and, most importantly, tracking everything.
Oh, tracking is key.
You've even got a sample one-week content calendar for Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, let's see it.
So you've got an introduction, post-engagement questions, highlighting early adopter perks, behind-the-scenes content, a creator spotlight, a community invitation, and a final call to action.
Wow, that's comprehensive.
It is.
You're not messing around.
And the tracking system you've outlined is great.
Yeah.
Super practical.
I like practical.
It's a simple spreadsheet.
Okay.
You log the date, the platform, the type of post, the theme, the link, and then all those key metrics, reach, impressions, engagement, click-through rate, signups, and then any notes or observations.
Got to keep those notes.
You got to keep those notes.
It's all about those insights.
And then you're suggesting doing weekly and monthly summaries to look for trends.
Oh, yeah. Find those patterns.
Which I think is brilliant because that consistent tracking is so important.
It's the only way to know what's working.
And to make smart decisions.
Exactly. You can't just guess.
No, you got to have that data.
Data-driven decisions.
Data-driven decisions. I love it.
It's the only way.
Okay. And then you've also got these draft outreach messages.
Oh, yeah.
For DMs and emails. So you can connect with creators direct.
Personal touch.
That personal touch.
Can make a big difference.
And again, you're highlighting that early access offer and the chance to help shape the platform.
Yeah, make them feel special.
So smart.
It's all about building those relationships.
Okay, and we can't forget about the landing page.
The heart of it all.
The heart of it all.
The mothership.
The mothership. You've got some key elements here. A compelling headline, a concise sub-headline, and a clear call to action.
Yeah. Those are the essentials.
Like join the wait list or claim early access.
They got it.
And then beyond those initial hooks, you've got those essential sections like about the platform, even if it's brief.
Tease them a little bit.
Little tease.
Yeah.
Early adopter perks.
Got to spell out those benefits.
And an invitation to that community or discussion group.
Get them talking.
And of course, social media links.
No, yeah, I got to have those.
Okay, so we're thinking long-term now.
Okay.
Your materials touch on this idea of a long-term marketing funnel, which is pretty standard: awareness, interest, conversion, and then advocacy. So turning those happy users into promoters. And you've even got a 3-part email sequence drafted for those early access folks.
Okay.
A welcome email, a reminder, and then a last call.
Nice.
All emphasizing that $5 offer and those early adopter benefits.
Keep them engaged.
Keep them warm.
Yeah, you don't want them to forget.
No, you don't.
About you.
Okay, and finally, let's talk about retargeting.
Oh, yeah. We can't forget about retargeting.
Because you don't want to lose those people who visited the site but didn't sign up right away.
No.
You've got the key steps here. Set up those tracking pixels.
Those are important.
They're how you track who visits your site and what they do.
That's the beta.
It's the data.
Yeah.
Then you build those retargeting audiences, website visitors, ad engagers.
You got it.
And then you're recommending allocating about 30% of your budget.
Okay.
Which is roughly $75 a month to retargeting.
Retargeting is so powerful.
It is. You're reaching back out to people who've already shown interest.
Yeah. They're already warm leads.
Warm leads.
They're more likely to convert.
Way more likely.
That's why it's worth spending that money on.
And you've got some really creative retargeting ad copy examples here too.
Oh, I love examples.
Like a reminder.
Yeah.
Add a social proof ad highlighting how many people are already joining, and an urgency ad.
Oh, yeah. Got to create that FOMO.
That FOMO.
You know, limited time only.
And you've even included basic setup steps for retargeting campaigns on Meta Ads Manager and Google Ads.
That's super helpful.
Super helpful.
I love it.
So looking at all of this, it's clear you've got a really strong plan.
You've done your homework.
A really solid foundation.
Yeah, this is a great roadmap.
And it really emphasizes that smart combination of paid ads to find your audience and organic efforts to build community.
It's the best of both worlds.
It is.
You're covering all your bases.
Okay, so what are the absolute most important things to focus on right now?
Okay, so first things first, that landing page.
The landing page.
Get it perfect.
Perfect.
With all the elements we talked about. Secondly, those tracking pixels. Get those set up before you launch any campaigns.
Before you spend a dime.
Before you spend a dime.
But that data is
crucial.
So crucial.
Then you're going to start with your budget allocation. And those ad copy variations for Facebook, Instagram, and Google.
Right.
Watch those results like a hawk.
Like a hawk.
See what's working, what's not.
And tweak as you go.
Exactly.
And then you're going to start drafting that first week of organic social media content based on that calendar you created.
It's all planned out.
It's all planned out. And then finally, you're going to think about those outreach messages and how you're going to connect with those potential early adopters.
That personal touch can go a long way.
It really can. So here's a final thought for you as you get ready to launch Collab Studio.
Okay.
Which of those ad copy angles and visual styles do you think is going to resonate the most with this specific kind of creator?
Oh, that's a good question.
You want on this platform.
Yeah.
Trust your gut, but also use the data.
Yes, data and intuition.
What's that community going to look and feel like?
Something to think about.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
Thanks for diving deep with us.
This was fun.
It was fun.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, me too.